my reputation traveled through word of mouth. And one of the things that I saw clearly when things started to change in the yoga world is that, let's see, where am I going to go? So, we had a BC, we had before It's Yoga closed. Remember you were there? And some of the people who used to come to the class as yoga started to explode were kind of like didn't understand our system. And so they would come to class and they would say, the yoga teacher comes into class in his nice shorts, says hello to everybody, that's me, and then says, start on your own. And people who didn't know our system were like, what's going on in here? This guy comes walking in, he says he's a yoga teacher and he says start on your own. Because in our system, there's a method to this application. So most of the people who used to come a lot knew the system. Now we see a lot of new people, right Kelly, who come into the practice. And it's important for you to understand there's a method to this madness here. That's what's bringing everybody to yoga. And the things I like to say to people is to remind them that if you want to make a story happen, look at Yelp. Yelp is something that closed us down because people would get on the Yelp and they would say, I don't like that yoga teacher. Here I am, 20 years teaching yoga. I triggered the whole yoga phenomenon in San Francisco. And I actually got a bad press. And I thought, wow, I thought that was going to work for me. But what I found out was it's very important for if you love something to share it with others in either the written language or with your friends. And so when I go on, and I want to just say this to Stevie and Renee, how great a job they're doing, it's important for us to juice Yelp and all the different ways we can to keep ourselves, ahead of the curve. Because I can tell you this, there's a lot of frou-frou yoga out there right now. And I mean that because of the sense that they're working from a different place. In this system, what we work from is the breath and the relationship to the years of the practice. So of course, if you come here and you don't know what's going on, that's how we know you're a beginner. And then we'll give you a lot of love and a lot of care to get you to the next level. But don't get frustrated because you can't do something. Because just being here and watching what's going to happen is going to be amazing for you. And remember, everybody came like this. So there's a before BC kind. Remember BC? That's called before closing. It's yoga. There was a method. Now we're at AD, after the death of It's Yoga. We're in AD land, and now I have a whole chronologically established of how we're practicing now in the AD system. In other words, when you take our arms up now, we go this way. The old days used to go. So there's a whole new method. But when people say to me, am I going to teach? I think, yeah, I'm going to teach. And then they say, well, are you going to teach the old way or the new way? Right, Dave? Are you going to give us the BC class or the AD class? And so some of these cats are wanting the BC class, I can tell you. Like, I know who they are, right? You know who they are. And so in the BC class, it's just, we say the names of the poses, and everybody just does the poses. In the new system, what we're doing in these other classes, it's actually teaching you people how to do this yoga. And so you will see big results quicker here than anywhere else. Because this is real yoga. This is an ancient system. And the other yoga out there is changing. It looks more like aerobics to me. Because they don't use the breath as the healing modality. And so if you wake up and you feel too sore, because Ashtanga is very dramatic, it's like getting surgery without any anesthetic. And sometimes that feeling is, you're afraid of it, but that's what that feeling's supposed to do. It kicks up serotonin levels in your body. It kicks up the endorphins to protect you. So don't ever think you're doing something wrong. Just remember what our teacher, Patabi Joyce, told us in the old days. Do more yoga. We said, I didn't come with these problems. How come I can't get out of bed? And he goes, you're a bad man, remember? You do more yoga. So ideally, you want to try to get to a 4-day-a-week practice. When you come to a class on Mondays, it's going to be different than Wednesdays and Thursdays and Fridays. There's 140 poses in this system. And each person who has this possibility of this class will do advanced poses as a beginner. So how many beginners are there in the room who haven't really practiced in the names of the poses? Can you raise your hands? Don't be afraid. So if I say the names of the poses, you won't know the names. Good. So you guys are supposed to look around and go, okay, that's what that is. Because you learn a lot through your eyes. How many people have been practicing this system for over 6 months? So there's a lot of us here. So you see the majority rules. So you want the BC class or the AD class? Let's do it. In the BC class? Okay, get my white chair. But there's a method to this game. And the method first is the first stage of the game is to be confused and enjoy it. And don't be scared of it. The second stage of the game is to understand. The more you show up, the more you learn. The third part of the game is this is the real game. This isn't the frou-frou yoga. This is real. Because we practice listening to the sound of our breath, which will trigger magic in your life. And then you go look at me and you go, that man, he's 60 years old. He's telling the truth. Remember that. Okay, everybody ready? Let's go. Namaste. This man, he's 60. He's telling you the truth.